Oh, it's incredibly important to Putin personally. This has been, ever since the bid was launched, this has been Putin's personal thing. There was even speculation when he left the presidency in 2008 that he would retire to become chief of the Olympic Committee. That's how important the Russian Olympic Committee. That's how important it has been to him. And he wanted the Winter Olympics in Sochi to be sort of the crowning achievement where he could show off all the good things that he did to Russia and with Russia during his time in power. And instead, Russia has been shown up for all things negative. It's shown for terrorism, for anti-gay legislation. It's shown for maltreating tens of thousands of guest workers. And all the media have been focusing on things that Putin really did not want. So this really has gone very badly wrong for him. Well, it's interesting to see how incredibly tight security is. I mean, there's tens of thousands of police there in uniform, and it's rumored even that they have a couple of paratroop divisions on standby in the vicinity. So the clampdown it's really a city on military lockdown. So the common belief is that nothing will happen in Sochi, but what we need to realize is that if terrorists, I mean, they've known this would happen for a long time, if they really had been planning an attempt on Sochi, they would have infiltrated the place long ago. So when the Russians started clamping down security, these people would already be there with their explosives stashed away. So it's still possible that there will be an event inside Sochi. It is not deemed very likely, mainly because people don't believe that the terrorists are very sophisticated and would be able to escape detection. That said, it's still very possible that they will make an attempt somewhere else, and there's been plenty of threats from various groups that they will attack elsewhere. It's sufficient to attack somewhere in the vicinity for all attention to be deflected from Sochi to the terrorist cause against Russia. Whether that will happen remains to be seen. God save us if it does, because the reaction will be very bad. But even if nothing does happen during the Olympics, the terrorists have already won. They have already shown Russia for an insecure place, a place with close to civil war in its southern regions. They have already gotten their message across. So even before the opening ceremony, the terrorists have won and Russia has lost, which is very tragic. Well, the official media obviously is still reasonably complimentary, but the liberal and, if you like, opposition media that still exists in Russia, and social media and such, obviously portray all the negative features. They put out various reports on calculations on the corruption. They put out Western reactions to the anti-gay laws and homophobia. They cover extensively the maltreatment of the foreign guest workers and also migrant laborers from inside Russia. And they cover sort of environmental groups that, I mean, Sochi was supposed to be a green Olympics in the snow. And what local environmental groups have been able to document is tremendous damage to nature in terms of tunnel boring and forest devastation, and also huge scrap heaps. I mean, debris is littered all around the city, so it really looks very awful in these pictures. And that is circulated, all of these negative reports are being circulated inside Russia. If you want to access it, you still can, because, I mean, in contrast to China, which has its great Chinese firewall on the internet, Russia doesn't block these things, so it's still accessible. If you know where to look and if you want to see it, it's accessible for all Russians to see what is really happening with the Olympics. And this, again, sort of is a lot of egg on the face for Mr. Putin, and I'm sure he's quite furious about how everything is backfiring on him, the day that really should have been his day in the sun.